As the year has started and the first month has already passed, it's time to look at a space where no one can hear you use microtransactions. I mean, bumping uglies with some aliens, or futuristic dodo lookalikes. So I took the time to make a little list of space game news of what you can expect for 2019 in this niche pustule on the battle royale laden chimp fuckery that is modern gaming industry. And basically put, here's what's coming for the year ahead. The first game that I'll be starting off with is the closest to me, the Elite Dangerous. As of the last year, Beyond series, a portion of DLC, expansion, season pass? No one seems to fucking know what Horizons is anymore. Ended. Concluding, Frontier Developments announced the roadmap for the 2018. You could say that what lays beyond the beyond on the horizon, no one knows. Fuck, someone kill me for that joke. Regardless, developers have announced previously that the following big expansion DLC season pass? Abortion, whatever it will be a paid endeavor. So open up those wallets and squirrel away some of that booze cash for the next dose of Elite Dangerous. Though I did try to contact the company and ask even for some hints on even the announcements, I got nothing. So for the time being, there are no news for Elite Dangerous. Next, we have Star Citizen, a rather infamous and famous project to make a space game in the whole gaming and crowdfunding industry. And no, poor TheYamiks Patreon is not envious at all. Totally not. Anyways, for Star Citizen, it's very important to keep up news flowing, and in fact they provide a very handy roadmap on their site. And at the time of making, CIG, the company behind Star Citizen, have set goals as far as Q2. Of course, there are hints and some other further details on, well, upcoming things. But this space Latvian will rather take a precise goal than a half-cooked, procedurally generated food promise. And yes, Star Citizen did announce such a feature too, though it was back in 1st April. I'm still not sure if it's a joke or not. There was a whole stream about it too. Right. Back to the future updates. Let's see what they announced. Wait, what? Only now a playable female character will be selectable? Did devs say that it was too expensive to make a female character like that one other company, or what? But in all seriousness, I'm looking forward to the heat mechanic and quantum drive improvements, as that one in particular has been off to me. Yeah, I like it, but it's just not quite there for me. Though the talks of the new flight model, yeah, I have already said this, that I prefer Star Citizen's flight model over Elite's, so the only thing that I can say is don't fuck this up. Still, what's needed the most for this project is performance, so we'll see how much of it developers actually deliver this year. Oh, and I almost forgot, Squadron 42, a single-player portion of this Vacuum Resident, is slated to release, hopefully, in 2020. Oh, but let's not forget the No Man's Sky, the game that crawled out of the PR nightmare cesspit and in fact became quite popular. Again. Though after the quote-unquote next update, as is common for Hello Games these days, not a single peep has been uttered about the game's upcoming features. Of course, since that particular update, the game has received 2 other updates, which were okay. The Abyss and Visions, both introducing and expanding on biomes, with some additional extras. But as for the future content, well, I tried digging up as much as I could, but the only thing that I found was ship customization coming for No Man's Sky, and that particularly is not news because it was unveiled by data miners a long while ago. So we're left waiting and perhaps wanting too. As for X4, the newcomer to the bunch here seems to have plenty of things scheduled for the future. After a recently released 1.6 patch with some little things fixed and added, Egosoft, the developers of X4, announced plans for 2.0, where they aim to bring some new station building changes, so now you'd be able to build shipyards and also train your ship crew better. And release for this is scheduled to be sometime in February. After that, the plans for 2.5 are also laid out, with with a new resupply ship type coming, Linux support, and Track IR and Toby support too. Seems that all the privileged goggle people are slowly chipping away at devs. Well, all I can say is good luck there, guys. And finally, sector blacklisting for your hired crew AIs, which too is very nice. But wait, developers continued and announced plans for 3.0. Though rather vague, developers did mention plans to expand on sectors that you own and potentially giving you the ability to, quote, become your own faction with your own set of rules. Then we got a promise for more missions, combat ones in particular. After that, wait, am I reading this right? An early gameplay feature that 3.0 will improve is ability to dock directly at the station with your space suit and to get other NPCs to transport you by offering missions to them. Oh yes! This absolutely should have been from the start. And there you go, those would be the news for X4 for the current time being. Now let's see. Yes, Stellaris. After releasing 2.2 update reworking the tile system, or rather removing it, economic changes and trades between worlds and the list goes on, not to mention the Megacorp DLC. When it comes to the future updates ahead, well, there is beta currently going on for one of the smaller patches on 2.2, so that's expected to come out, but even after reaching out to the developers on Twitter and email, I really could not get any more information that is available, unfortunately. Currently, developers are just simply focusing on quality of life of the 2.2 update. Now that I think of it, focusing and tweaking the update before moving full force onto the next thing. It's kind of a weird thing in the industry. Barely anyone does that. And that's a shame. So I guess the only thing that's left for me to do is just wish them good luck. Speaking of industry, after poking and prodding this weird super space ninja flip-out eye bleach called Warframe, weirdly, it started growing on me. So I thought, why not include this rather unique and positive case in the industry as well. So then, what's upcoming for Warframe this year? Let's see, 3 new Warframes. Yeah, business as usual, I see. More story, events, and missions. Yep, that's a check. Then there's also a cinematic quest. That's wonderful. But the most interesting thing for the space sim and dead horse beating enthusiasts that I call my fans would be the actual ship battles in Warframe. This was teased last year already. So not only you'll be grinding some Grunir up the butt with different sharp objects as if you took the mantle of extreme proctology, but you'll also get the chance to pew pew in the vacuum where no one can hear you pulverize some poor NPCs. Oh, and here's a little update on Faster Than Light. After contacting devs, this little roguelike 2D game will not have any updates this year. Yeah, I know it's a lackluster announcement, but regardless, it's still worth getting. Come on, it's a wonderful game. As for what is to come this year, first off, Bethesda's new IP, Starfield. At the moment we know very little as to what is to come, but it's clear that it won't have ship piloting and multiplayer. Thankfully, we all know how their last attempt went, don't we? Then there were developers by the name of 34 Big Things, announcing Redout Space Assault. And just for clarity's sake, Redout was an anti-gravity racer, and now they will have a space combat game. I have my doubts, especially due to the massive change in gameplay style, but you never know, it could really be good, like Redout itself was. And then as we move on, there is this gem.
Please send $1,000 to Double Damage Games to receive an image of the ship you'd like to eventually buy in our game once we finish designing it, and we'll get you on the list. Nah, I'm just you.
And you know, just for that, I'd buy Rebel Galaxy Outlaws. Yet there may be a problem with that, as it seems Epic have been quite sleazy with all the exclusivity on their new store. So for a whole 12-month fucking period, the game will be solely on Epic's store, not GOG or Steam or anywhere else. Yeah, you may say that it's more of a problem with Epic than Double Damage, but you know what, decide for yourselves. As for the game, well, it sure looks really interesting. The developers have their attitude and I absolutely love it. And I think that would be about it. Though more hardcore space enthusiasts may have already spotted one game in particular missing. Fine, EVE Online. this monolith of a space whale, I have not played more than, I don't know, 30 minutes or so, which is why I didn't want to include it. I mean, it's a good game, it's really a good game, but I just didn't have the time after Stellaris and Warframe to just delve into another spreadsheet extravaganza. So maybe next time. But if you were wondering, yes, that dead horse might as well be called a zombie, as it's still alive and kicking. But that would be finally fully it. Now you're caught up and informed about the biggest players in the space genre. Okay, fine, these were just the games that I personally played, touched, or groped at some point, but if cops call, remember, I'm innocent. Still, down below, do let me know which games are you enjoying in this rather niche section of the industry, and what updates are you most looking forward to, which games I should have included, and all that, so you know what to do. As for now, TheYamiks is going to touch some space thingamabobbers with some doohickeys and other futuristic marital aids.